Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Just let me know if you hear me well. Oh, hello. I'm so happy to see your faces. Very nice faces. Can you hear me well? Just let me know if it's okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, okay. Yes, I can hear you. Very well. Very well. Okay. Right now we have very few, but let us start anyway. I'm going to share my screen, and you will see the presentation in PDF. No. Well, it's going to be an animated, partly animated um, presentation about Russian language, about Russian people, about Russian character, about everything Russian. And of course, about the place where we are now, where Samara University is located. And we're going to talk about a few things that you might already know about Samara, about Russia, about Russian people. Probably you know about some places of interest in Russia. Probably you know some people in Russia and some Russian friends who might have already told you a lot of things, interesting things about Russia and about places where they live, about people. I think the most interesting thing about any country, about any nation, is people themselves. So, and we are going to start with my introducing myself. Can you hear or can you see my screen, my presentation? Okay. Okay. Guys, let's start. My name is written down here underneath the name of the presentation. My name is Yekaterina. In Russia, we have some kind of short names. Probably you also have short names in your countries that you use between friends and family. So my full name is Yekaterina, but my friends and my family call me different names. Usually Katya. This is the short name. Okay. So let's talk about Russia, Samara city, and the region and the people. We are going to touch upon some things. They are old knowledge that you already know about us, your expectations, meaning what you're going to learn about Russia, about Samara, about people, what you are interested in, what are those blank places that you have about us. And probably in the end of this presentation, you will get some new knowledge that you will be glad to share with your friends, with your colleagues, if you work. Okay, so I think that some people who know about Russia, and I was told before the presentation that we are going to have a few people from Russia or people who know something about Russia already. But this slide is mostly for those who don't know anything about Russia. Just please guess what it is. What is buckwheat porridge? What do you think?
I think my name is Samuhi. I live in nativity city. I think it is a plant. It is a
What?
plant.
Kasha?
Buckwheat.
Buckwheat.
Buckwheat is, yes, it is a plant.
Yes.
It is brown. Huh? Brown. The color is brown.
Okay. So let's, does anybody else have any idea what it is?
I think it's some kind of food.
Yes,
Something to
it is.
eat.
Yes, yes, this is something to eat. Okay, let us just have a look at it. So how it looks, you're going to see it right now. Oh, by the way, I had it for my breakfast today. It's really very tasty and we like it very much. And my boyfriend and I, we can eat buckwheat porridge every day in different styles, in different ways. So yeah, this is how it looks like. Yeah, this is something to eat. And this is one of the most favorite Russian kashas. We call these things made of cereals. This is a cereal. We call it kasha in Russian. So, and why is it so favorite? It is very good for your health, mostly because it's rich in proteins. And it is because of this quality, it is used widely in different types of diets. And one of those diets is for those who suffer from diabetes. And it is very tasty, of course. Yeah, yummy, yummy. Okay, I would like to see your faces, so I'm going to probably change bits. Okay. So, and some more questions about Russia, just to break an ice, probably. What do you think it is? What are these pictures taken? Where are these pictures taken?
I think it is
Moscow Metro.
Wow. This is the first group that has the right answer right away. Okay, very nice. Yes, this is a Moscow underground stations. Just two of them. Yeah. What does it remind you of? How does it look like? What does it remind you of?
I think it's like a kind of gallery or something like that.
Gallery, yeah. Does it look like a museum or something?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. And it is the idea of the Moscow underground system was just like that, to demonstrate lots of different styles of art and architecture. And let us have a look at more pictures of ground of the Moscow underground. So this is just another point of view to the train and to the station, with some people walking along the trains. You can see the walls, they're beautiful, they're tiled with some stone, very rich. And let's take a look at some facts about the Moscow underground. Yeah, this year it's going to be. Sorry. Could you please repeat the question? I couldn't hear you well. No questions? Can I continue? Okay. So it's almost 86 years old. And this is considered to be the most beautiful and the cleanest, what is very important nowadays, the cleanest in the world. And it is a real underground museum, as we already see it with our own eyes. And from station to station, some old stations in the center of the city, in the central circle of the city, they are very famous for their architectural styles, different styles. They're changing styles. They're showing different ideologies that our country had been going through for many years. Some historical events. You can also see some sculptures showing some historical events. Right now in 2021, I have checked it today, we have 276 stations already. Yeah, and you see a lot of, you can see the numbers here in the presentation, that 48 stations are recognized as objects of cultural heritage. The stations themselves, can you imagine that? And 40 stations are monuments of architecture. So it's no wonder that you looked at them and you thought that it was a museum. So some more facts and figures for those who like figures and facts. You can see that 408 kilometers long, and it uses 12,000 trains. And those trains, sometimes their speed, the velocity of those trains, sometimes reach up to 90 kilometers per hour during the rush hours. And underground, underneath the Moscow surface, there are sometimes 9 million people a day. So, and till today, this underground station system holds the first place in terms of traffic intensity, safety, and carrying capacity. But the first place not in the world, but outside China, because today China has more than one underground systems which have more intensity than the Moscow underground system. So outside China, we are number one in terms of intensity and the carrying capacity. So some more facts. So the fourth longest in the world, also outside China. The busiest in Europe, and one station which is called Park Победы. In English, if you translate it in English, it is Victory Park. It is considered to be one of the deepest in the world. So the station is situated in the depth of 74 meters underground, under the ground, 74 meters under the ground. Okay, I've got a few questions to you, as I can see that you know something already about Russia, about Samara, probably before entering this school, you learned something about Samara. So please, if you have any idea why Samara is called a space capital in Russia, or in other words, a capital city for 4 cosmodromes or launch sites. Any ideas why? Why is it called a space capital in Russia? Come on, no ideas? Okay, I can see that something is the Center for Space Exploration. In Russian, not exploration, but you're very close to it. You're very close to it, but it's not about the exploration. No. Any other ideas? Because you okay, yes, very close, about rockets, yes. Hometown of cosmonauts, research center. So partly everything is true, partly, because you can't build rockets if you don't have a research center, if you don't have enough scientists to create, to design new rockets and to build them up. Okay, so it's about rockets. What is the name of the rockets? Do you know? Okay.
Spaceship, spacecraft.
Yes, but the name of the spacecraft, the name of the rocket.
Satellite.
It's a very short name.
Sure. It begins with the letter sh.
The name I can put the name of the rocket down here in the chat and it is Soyuz rockets. They are still produced, they're still manufactured here in Samara. So, and the reason why our city is called the capital city of 4 cosmodromes is that our Soyuz rockets are launched into space from 4 different launch sites all over the world. Yeah, this is the Soyuz rocket. By the way, it is this monument is located in the city center, not very far from the university. It is a real rocket. It was taken from the plant, and here it is, somewhere at the spaceport. Probably it is getting ready to be launched into space. Who knows? The picture is, you can see how huge it is in the picture. Okay, so again, the reason why Samara city is called the capital, the space capital, and the capital for 4 cosmodromes is that the rockets are launched from 4 launch sites. The first one is Baikonur Cosmodrome, and it is located on the territory of the southern Kazakhstan. And this territory is leased by Russian government, by Russia. And still, whilst Kazakhstan, this is the former social republic that was included into the Soviet Union, and this this place is still very much used by our Russian astronauts and the companies, launch companies. So it is still the world's first spaceport for orbital and human launches. So the operational activity is still the biggest in the world. The second cosmodrome is called Plesetsk. It's to the north from Moscow, 800 kilometers north of Moscow. Vostochny Cosmodrome. The name of this cosmodrome has it shows us the place where it is situated in Russia. It's to the east, to the far east of Russian Federation. It's very close to the China, to the border with China. Still, it is under construction. Partly, it is not finished yet. And some students from Samara University are sent there for their study and for some constructional works. And the fourth cosmodrome, the fourth spaceport, where our rockets are used and launched into space. This is the only one situated far away from Samara, from a Russian territory. It's on another continent. It's in the South America, on the territory of the French Guiana. The place is called Kourou. So here are the 4 cosmodromes where our rockets are launched. So here are some more pictures. And on the first picture, you can see also the old logo of Samara University, where when Samara University was still had 2 institutions, the Samara Space University and Samara State University. So this is the logo of Samara Aerospace University. And on another picture is again the rocket somewhere at the launch site. Okay, let us go closer to Samara. And you might already know that Samara is located on the huge, big Russian river Volga. And I want you to think about, I've given you this information not just for your information, but it is closely connected to my next question. And the question is, what is bottom of Samara and what is there on the bottom of Samara? Have you got any ideas? Here are the place. Have you got any ideas? Okay, let me look at the chat. Water resource? Very good guess. Very good guess. Yeah, right. And if you've got some engineering, just state of mind, okay, mineral resources. Well, not mineral, but water. Water. Yeah, it is the lowest point, the lowest point in the city, on the territory of the city. It's close to the water. And the first idea about building sewage in the city was about that place. So they were thinking about building it in that very place where there is lowest point and it is close to the water. And the water was also taken from that place for the city, and the type of taking the water was just taking it from the bottom. So this is another legend, another idea why this place is called the bottom of Samara. But what do you think is located there today? This is a very funny thing, really. So you know about the history, of the place, why it is called the bottom, but what is there right now? What do you think? It's about drinks. Oops. Okay, any ideas? No.
Maybe underwater tunnel, historical tunnel,
Tunnel?
underwater tunnel.
No, no. It's about drinking. It's about drinking mineral water. That would be nice, but we don't have mineral water, the source of the mineral water in the city. But around the region, outside Samara, we have lots of different places where we can take really nice, pure mineral water. But it's about production. It's production, but not the water. But okay, the third guess, and it's going to be a very popular drink in the world. Ta-da-da-da. Yes, sure. It's beer. It's the brewery. Right now it's located there. And you see the year on the picture, you can see the year when the beer brewery was founded. So it's back in 1881. Very good. Okay, so a few facts. Yeah, it's close to the oldest brewery in Samara. Yes, sure. And the name of the restaurant is also on the bottom. It is called On the Bottom. And you can see in Cyrillics, so you can see the name of the restaurant on the picture. It means, in Russian, it means on the bottom, на дне. So if anyone speaks a little Russian, you can understand me perfectly. На дне. So it's on the bottom. Okay, this is one of the, well, only one tiny interesting fact about Samara. Okay, I can see someone's writing in the chat. Probably without using beers, people would be. Well, I think people here in Russia, not to get frozen, they use spirits, not beers. So, okay, let's speak about a very interesting thing. A lot of people say sometimes they're interested in such thing like religion and how much people are religious in Russia. Are we not? So, but let's see some facts. Let's have a look at some facts. So this is a very big, I've been there. It is really very huge. It has not only cathedral on the first level, it also has the cathedral on the ground level, so underneath the first level, and it is as big as the one that you can see and you can visit on the first level. So it's really, really very huge. It's the cathedral called after the Christ the Savior in Moscow, and Orthodox Christianity is 79% in Russia. I also follow Orthodox Christianity, and we had our Christmas. Do you know that we Orthodox Christmas, we observe it on the different day from Catholic, for example? Did you know about that? That Catholic and Protestants, they observe their Christmas on the 25th of December before the New Year. And we Okay, let me look at the chat because it's interesting if anybody knows about the fact. The day before, the 7th of January. Yeah, the difference between the years, the real year and the church year is 13 days. Let me just put it here in the chat. Between the real calendar year and the church year is today, these days, it is 13 days. Calendar, just a moment. 13 days. So if you count 13 days from the 25th of December, you get exactly to the 7th of January, where our Christmas is observed. Okay, so the next, it is Cathedral Mosque in Moscow. Islam right now is 6%. I think it's getting bigger. This number is getting bigger because we have lots of people coming from the former republics, and they're mostly from those republics, from those countries where Islam is the main national religion. But we are very friendly to any religion. So this is Choral Synagogue in St. Petersburg. So Judaism is among those religions which are included in that 3%. And a very interesting thing, in the somewhere in the Far East, in that region of Siberia, we have this Buddhist temple in Buryatia. So it is also, this religion is also included in that 3%, in that percentage. So any questions? Do you have any questions about this topic? Probably some of you are interested in dates and history. Whatever I know, I can tell you. But the main thing which is people are usually interested in is that, are people friendly if they belong to different religions, or they just fight between one another? And as I've already told you, we're very friendly. So if there are no questions, we can go on. But if there is, you can just type them in the chat and I will take a look later. So we've already touched upon some things that I thought could be interesting for you. And right now I want you to tell me what are those things that interests you most of all when you get acquainted with different people from different countries. What is that you want to know about those people in the first place? What is that? Okay. Weather. Are you from the hot country? Why weather? Are you afraid of the cold weather? Or are you probably not sure about what to feel about the changing seasons? Okay, food.
I like.
What?
I like cold weather.
Oh, cold winter. Yeah. This year we have a very cold winter. We're having it just a real winter. Yesterday it was 27 below zero. Really freezing. Yeah, I'm from Iran. Of course. And I will be freak out to come to Russia. No. The only thing that you will have to face is that you will have to buy warm things. That is all. Just like coats and hats and some scarves and mittens and very warm boots and a few pairs of stockings and socks and something else, I think. So like I agree with the English people here who say there is no bad weather, there is bad clothes. So if you get very warm clothes, you won't be afraid of the Russian winter. You won't freak out. We have lots of students here from Iran, really. They're very nice guys. They're very talented in learning Russian language. I don't know why, but they're very, very talented in languages, very gifted. Okay, we will speak about the Russian language a little bit later. Let's go on with the information that you want to know about people from different countries. Okay, we've already spoken about food, of course, about weather, yeah, nature, climate, probably some of the nature monuments. Sometimes people want to know about some traditions. What do you usually do when you see this, or when you have your birthday? What is your tradition? How do you celebrate your birthdays, for example? So a lot of different traditions, and it is very good to know all those traditions, because if you're going to stay a longer time in Russia, because you will have to get in touch with lots of different people, and if you know some of the traditions, some of the ways how we do this and that, that would make everything much easier. Yeah, and this just leads to communication. Do you know some people, some Russian students probably in your community where you study, or probably where you work? Do you have any Russian people? What can you say about them? Or you don't have any Russians around you? Have you ever met Russians? Are they friendly? Do they want to ask questions?
Well, I study with a lot of Russians actually, and they're usually very friendly. The only thing is that I think Russians are the nation that dislikes most talking about domestic politics and likes most talking about foreign politics.
Oh.
So I'll never get any Russian to talk about the political situation in Russia. However, they always like to talk about the political situation in Europe. At least that's my experience.
You know, probably this is because we've got so many information about this going on from morning till night on our television, and some young people really. If you talk about some young people, some youngsters, like from 20 to 30, right? From 20 to 30 in this
Yeah,
age.
mostly.
Yeah, they're very much, you know, interested in how to change things. I think this situation repeats from one generation to another. When we are young, when we are full of, when we understand, when we feel this power inside us to change something, we think that we know better how it might be, and what we have to change, what we have to remove from our life. Yeah, the first thing that comes to our mind is politics, because politics is everything that surrounds us, whether we want it or not. But those decisions, those political decisions that are taken by our government, we live it. So that is why young people, they are not satisfied with this or that. Yeah, and they tend to talk about it a lot. Yeah, I understand. But that's interesting that you say it is very habitual of Russians. Yeah, thank you very much for sharing this information. Okay, guys. What is, probably you will type a little more things, what is interesting for you in other countries when you make friends with people from different places. Probably you can continue this list, or there's something missing here. And if you're still thinking about what to talk about with foreigners, with people from different countries, let's talk about what you already know about Russia. Thank you, Timo. Right? Is it your name? I guess this is your name.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And you shared already a very good piece of information about young people liking to speak about politics. And this is what you already know about Russians. Anything else? Anybody else would like to share something interesting, probably, or surprising or impressive about Russia, about Russian people that you have already come across in your life? Okay, just think, probably there's something you can recall. Nothing. I just don't want, I just wouldn't like to be like a, teacher talking about something that you already know, telling you that repeating is very good for you. Not in this case. I would love to share. And this is a very good thing, giving you this presentation and having this feedback from you. It is always a great chance to see with your own eyes, at us, at Russians. So this is, don't let me miss the chance. Share if you think that you know something interesting. Probably not very pleasant to be heard, but still, okay? While you're thinking, Timo, yes.
I could share something else. This is not really related maybe to like the sustainability issues of the course I was taking here, but on the sidelines, I'm working a lot about with disinformation techniques and open source investigation on the internet. And I have a research project currently about hybrid warfare. So you frequently run into the issue that apparently on a global scale, Russians are extremely good at everything that is in the digital space. So for me, it is very unpleasant because there is private groups from Russia, which are debatably government funded or not, who are participating in wars around the world and cyber attacks around the world. And it is unmatched in the destructive quality by any other nation. So a recent example that I would have is attacks on Georgian water supplies in the years 2008 to 2010, which were conducted by private companies from Russia, who were said to be government funded, but obviously the government denies that. So this
Of
might be
course.
something interesting about Russia.
Mhm. I can see that you also like to speak about politics. Yeah.
Well,
A kind of,
I don't
kind of.
necessarily
So,
think this is politics. I don't
well,
necessarily think this is politics, because war is something really different from politics, I guess.
but you know, there is a thing that I can hear in what you say, and this is a global thing that society, I mean, not only society, but governments all over the world, not only in Russia, not only in the United States or any other countries, but in many, many, many countries, governments are very close connected to private business. And it's becoming, politics sometimes becoming a business also. So it's no wonder that some things like this happen to us and to our countries. And yeah, well, thank you again for sharing. You've got some very deep and wide at the same time information about Russia. Okay, somebody's writing into our chat. You're welcome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks. Well, let us go further to some pleasant things to talk about, because we all have our nature, our beautiful cities, our people who might be very kind to us. And these beautiful sites, pictures that you see on this slide, they're taken from different places in Russia. So Russia has got a very diverse climate, very diverse cultural zones. And you can see that on the first picture, it is our river, and it's this picture is taken, I guess this picture is taken not very far from the city, probably from this helicopter site that we've got not far away from the city. It's within the city actually, but it's close to the river. It's on the mountains. It's on the part of the mountains which is not very sloped, but it's like flat. And that is why it became a helicopter site. So the view is absolutely gorgeous from that very place. So you can see it. I guess this is a sunset, during the sunset. On the picture in the middle, there is another city. I've got a question to you. Do you know anything about Kaliningrad, which was former Königsberg? That was a German city, and right now it is a Russian city called Kaliningrad. Do you know anything about the city, it is a very interesting thing about the city. Oh, Yekaterina, hello.
Yes, I can go again.
Okay, what do you, Timo, what do you know about the
So,
place?
I know that Immanuel Kant was from Kaliningrad.
Yes.
When it was still, so it used to be a German settlement.
Yeah, right.
Along the Baltic, one of the trade outposts of the German Empire.
Yeah.
It was the city in which the Prussian dynasty was born. So it has, in the mind of many Prussian people, a very emotional connotation. And it was deliberately taken from Germany to destroy the Prussian dynasty by giving
Yeah, right.
their hometown away from Germany. And I've heard quite a legend about why it's called Kaliningrad and not Kantgrad. That Kalinin was one of Stalin's advisors, who
Right.
had a weak bladder, and he usually had to go to the toilet every 2 minutes, but he was so scared of Stalin that during the meetings he would sit through the meetings and urinate in his pants. And when
Oh my
Stalin
goodness.
found out about this after the death of Kalinin, and he found out how the other generals laughed at Kalinin for peeing his pants, he was so impressed of the loyalty of Kalinin that he named the city Kaliningrad.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know
I
if
think
it's
this is a
legend,
legend that
but-
I have to find out. But this is a very interesting story. I've never heard about this. Wow. Wow. So he was impressed. And that is why the city was after that called Kaliningrad.
Yes.
So
At least
in his honor.
that's what I was told.
Yeah, that's a very strange legend, but you know, history is full of different stories, and some of the stories are really unbelievable. Okay, but today, what can you say about Kaliningrad, the place itself? Do you know that it is far away from the main part of the Russian territory? It is surrounded, it is an exclave, the so-called exclave. It is surrounded by the countries, by the territories of other countries, not Russia. So it's just like excluded from Russia, but it's exclave. It is still Russia. And people speak Russian. Of course, everything is Russian there, and the law and the constitution, everything. But still, it is an exclave. Have you heard about that? Except that strange legend about Kaliningrad. Okay, you can read it right now. Kaliningrad, the most western city of Russia, and is not in Russia. It's a Russian exclave surrounded by the territories of Poland, Lithuania, and it's on the Baltic Sea. Yeah. Okay. And what is there on the bottom in that picture? It is city of Sochi, and you can see palms there along the streets, because Sochi is the place, the city, which is located in the world's most northern subtropical zone. So you know that our world is surrounded, well, it has like zones around the globe, and one of those climatic zones are called subtropics. So, and this city is in the subtropical zone, but this is the most northern part in the world. Right now, my friends live there, and a few days ago, like 2 days ago, they had snow, finally, for the first time during this winter, but it melted away just in a few hours. And it was like -1 or 3 below zero, I don't know. But usually in this time, in the coldest time of the year, they have temperature like 10, 15 sometimes above zero. So it's green all year round. And when I visited this family last year, in the end of January, I saw a few flowers already blooming on some trees. So it's beautiful, a very nice place to go. And for that guy from Iran, I think this is a very good thing to go to Sochi, because you are not going to freak out because of the cold weather. You can start exploring Russia, starting with just this city, this place. Probably you heard, I think, of course you heard about St. Petersburg, which is also called the Open Air Museum. That used to be the second. That used to be the capital of our Russian state back in 18th century and 19th century. Let's talk about some contributions into the world's culture and technology. Maybe looking at this list and some short explanations about each topic, you can think about adding something. You would like to add something. Probably some of you have already visited a Russian ballet or Russian opera, or you visited some of the concerts with Russian music. Who can say anything about that? Probably some of you have already read some of the Russian authors, got acquainted with the Russian literature, saw the pictures, the paintings, and paintings of the Russian artists. Any favorite artists or authors or singers, ballet dancers you have? Anything of the kind? Okay. You know, while giving this presentation to another school, I don't remember when it was. I think probably in summer, in July, I was asked about why Russian literature is called a school of Russian spirit. Maybe you have any ideas about that? That was a very interesting question, really. Very unexpected. Okay, you can leave me a message in the chat room about what you would like to talk about, probably right now. Music, theater, ballet, literature, art. What is that? Okay, if nothing, we go on, but I still want you to have a look at those beautiful pictures, showing a few a few parts from the ballet and from the opera. On the first picture and the blue one, this is the part of Ballet Swan Lake by Pyotr Tchaikovsky. and opera Boris Godunov about some Russian Tsar. You see the costumes are really very rich. Here are some links. You can just take a picture of this slide if you want to learn more about Russian artists, the Russian painters who define Russian art, or listen to some Russian music during the 3 or 4 hours. Some YouTube channel is giving you this opportunity just to get acquainted with the best, with the most beautiful pieces of music by Russian composers. And you know, a few days ago, I learned about some facts about Pyotr Tchaikovsky and his music. They say his music is loved all over the world so much that each second someone is listening to Pyotr Tchaikovsky's music. Every single second. So right now, somebody is listening to Pyotr Tchaikovsky. That's amazing. And probably a few more pictures that I wanted to share with you right now. In the lowest, on the bottom on that picture, you can see some faces of the Russian authors, writers. Большой Theater on the right on the left of the screen, and a beautiful picture of a young rider by Karl Brylov. Let's talk about Samara. Here are a few more things that I wanted to give you. So Samara is the 9th biggest city in Russia. 9th biggest city in Russia. And the population is more than 1 million people. It's going to, this year we're going to celebrate its 435th birthday. You see, our city is quite old. And also this year, we're going to celebrate 170 years of our region. So it's, in Russian, it's called gubernia. It comes from the word government, gubernia. So right now, it's very hard to understand, to hear that those two words are very close. But this is the old name of the region, gubernia. So this year we are going to celebrate this birthday. It's on the river Volga, and you can see 2 pictures at least on this slide with the Volga. It's very hard to imagine any picture of Samara without the river, because this is the main thing. Everything is surrounded, everything is built around this place. The Volga is like the main magnet of the whole region, of the whole city. It's the life of the city. Everything is going on there. Right now, when it is frozen and it is covered with the ice of about 50 centimeters thick, you see, you can walk along the river, walk on the ice from one bank to another bank, because on the opposite bank we have also some settlements. There are usually some villages, so you can walk along the just across the Volga on the ice, just to get to another settlement. In the city center, it takes the Volga is not very wide, and usually it takes about 20-25 minutes to cross it on the ice. Yeah, and the feelings, the sensation is really very strange. It's a very strong wind. When you're standing in the middle of the Volga on the ice, you can have a look at the city on one hand, and on the islands, because it is not actually another bank of the river, but it is the island just somewhere in the Volga, some islands. And on those islands, we have some settlements. So on the other side, on one hand, you have a view of the city. On another hand, you have a view of some settlements, and you're just standing in the middle of the Volga, trying to hide yourself from the strong wind, very cold and humid wind. And the feeling is amazing, really. Well, if we continue talking about Volga, the Volga, I wanted to look at the lowest picture. It is the hydroelectric station, the picture of our hydroelectric station, which is situated not far from Samara city. It's on the territory of our satellite city, which is called Tolyatti. So you see, it's the way how it looks like, and it's impressive, I guess. So this hydroelectric station is the biggest water storage in Europe. Now, and by the way, during the World War II, for our country, this period of the World War II, which was on the territory of the Soviet Union, this period was called the Great Patriotic War. And our city was called those days, it was called Kuibyshev. And Kuibyshev was became a backup capital for our country, for the whole Soviet Union, for 2 years. So everything was moved here. The government, and also we have this bunker. I think it's about 100 and something underneath the surface. And our government was supposed to get there if something goes wrong, if the Moscow will be occupied by the troops of German Nazis. Okay, I can see the question. And famous scientific nuclear city, Dimitrovgrad, nearby. Yes, yes, I'm from there. Ah, Yekaterina, you're from there. I didn't know that you're from Dimitrovgrad. I thought you were from Samara or from Tolyatti. I heard something about that. Okay. Are you missing? Are you homesick? Yes, sure.
I have been listening to you. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Are you going to type it in the chat, the question? Well, and another very interesting information about Samara, about Kuybyshev those days, that for 31 years, Samara was a closed city and you couldn't find the name of the city. It was Kuybyshev at that time, as I already said. You couldn't find the name of the city on any map, even on Russian maps. Why do you think, what was the reason? What do you think what the reason was for that? For keeping it so secret, and even to remove it from any map? Yes. Yes. So that's a very interesting situation going on in our chat room. The question and the answer, without my participation, is there. So the question is why it was closed for 31 years. And the answer given by Mashhud, right? Am I right to pronounce it this way?
Yes, ma'am, I'm Mashhud.
Okay, nice to meet you. Well, yes, it's
Nice to meet
space
you.
research. Yeah. Yes, you're right, absolutely right, Mashhud. The reason was the space research during the Cold War. This period of the Cold War between the Soviet Union and the capital world, while we were designing and constructing space rockets and even weapon, of course, everybody knows about that. The whole world was just at the edge of the war. So yeah, and a lot of research and a lot of manufacturing was going on in Kuybyshev at that time. And of course, our government didn't want to show even the point on the map where it was going on. Yeah, thank you very much for this information. Yeah, but it's very interesting that the question and the answer was at the same time in the chat room from different places. Good, good. And of course, I couldn't just not mention it, that back in 2015, during this World Football Championship, Samara hosted 6 games of FIFA, and you can see that big roof of our absolutely brand new stadium, which is called Space Samara. Of course, it's about space because it also was the idea also came from that space heritage of Samara, of our region, and the construction looked like, and it looks like the building itself looks like a big spaceship, round spaceship. It's really very nice, and the territory around this new stadium is quite nice. It's still, you know, new and not very popular among the people because it is a little bit on the outskirts of Samara. Not very many people can come there, but for the new regions, for the new regions of Samara, it's a very nice place for entertainment, for walking with and playing with kids, families, with your pets, and there are a lot of different activities you can take part in there. Okay, let's go on. A few more pictures, just to make someone even more homesick. I'm sorry, Ekaterina, but for you who haven't ever seen Samara, here are some very nice pictures of the places that we, those people who live in Samara love very much. So those places are places of interest, our landmarks. This is Volga embankment. By the way, it is 8 kilometers long, 8 kilometers long, our embankment, and it is absolutely open for everyone during the summer. If you want to go to get sunburned or to just have some time on the beach with your kids, with your families. Again, there are lots of different activities like subboarding and kayaking and everything going on the Volga River. Okay, the question. Especially long-term nuclear rockets. Yes. You know too much. Much good. Okay, it's an open information already. It's history. We can't hide from history. If you forget the history, we will make the same mistakes. And again, some Orthodox church. This is a local convent, not very far from Samara. During the winter, it's really very, it's beautiful during the winter and during any time of the year, but in winter especially, probably with all those high pines covered with snow, very furry. Okay. So let's go on. And I want you right now to speak about Russian language a little. I know that someone already know how to speak Russian, but still I would like to ask all the rest. Do you know anything in Russian? Any phrases? Probably you have tried already to handwrite or read something in Russian. Do you know any facts about Russian language? Is it different? Why is it different? What is different in Russian language in comparison with other languages in the world? Okay, can you give me any ideas? What do you know about Russian language? So, is it difficult? Is it easy? What do you think? How does it sound for you? If you hear someone speaking Russian, how do you understand this is Russian? How does it sound for you? Is it harsh or is it mild, soft? What can you say? Some people say that Russian language sounds a little bit like German.
Mild.
Mild. So you think it's mild? Yeah, I agree with you.
I like the Russian language very much.
Can you speak a little Russian?
Я очень люблю вас.
Thank you very much.
Учительница.
Thank you very much. Thank you. He's just said that he loves me. That's nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. So
actually, there's a maybe common word in Persian and Russian. We say "sepas" means thank you, and I think you say "spasiba."
Yes, we say "spasiba."
Yeah, we say "sepas" in Persian also.
In Persian, right? Really?
Yeah. We say "sepas."
Wow. Wow. It means wow. That's we have to go into some investigation. Why is it so close in pronunciation? Maybe they have those two words have the same root from a very ancient language, probably like some Indian languages, Sanskrit or something, right?
Yeah,
Probably
maybe.
the root, probably a root goes down there to Sanskrit language or something. Yeah, thank you very much for sharing that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Can you repeat it once again? Sapa?
Yeah, we say se pass.
Se pass.
Yeah.
Se
Spasiba.
pass. Spasiba. Good. Thank you very much for sharing that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I will remember that. Se pass. Oh, good. My friends tell me that Russian language sounds like bubbles. Bubbles in the mouth while you're pronouncing it, or while you're hearing bubbles in the mouth. That's strange. Okay, I can ask Ekaterina to just exchange a few phrases in Russian, because she's from Russia. And he's also participating in our chat right now, in our lesson. Ekaterina, are you here? Yes. Okay. Can you turn on your microphone so that we could exchange a few phrases in Russian and for people to listen to it? Okay, we're going to speak. Ekaterina, we're going to speak a few Russian with Ekaterina, and you please tell us how it sounds for you, okay? I think that's going to be funny. Привет, Катя.
Привет.
Как дела? Почему пальма у тебя сзади? Ты на море?
Ну, в принципе, да, я живу на море в Барселоне. Это обычный мой, как сказать, ландшафт за спиной.
Отлично. А что ты делаешь в нашем уроке? Мне так интересно стало спросить тебя об этом.
Ну, потому что это часть нашей программы, и мне самой интересно узнать что-то новенькое о традициях.
А что-то происходит? Отлично. Я на самом деле очень рада и неожиданно просто, что мы встречались здесь. Очень рада тебя видеть. В общем, я уже не в университете, как ты знаешь, но вот любовь моя к университету не проходит.
Да, моя любовь тоже к университету не проходит, поэтому мы вместе.
Отлично. Okay, so bye-bye, Katya. And I'm going to ask you, friends, how did you like what you heard? How did it sound for you? Were there any bubbles in our mouths, in Ekaterina's and my mouths? What do you think? How was it? Okay, while you're sharing your impressions on what you have just heard, I would like to give you a few facts about Russian language. So the Russian language is the 5th most spoken language in the world, and it is spoken by 260 million people around the world. Not only in Russia, but also Russian language can be the 2nd state language in other countries, or people just learn it at school and then they use it in study, in their work, in business communications, and so on. Usually, those people who come from former Soviet Union republics, they speak Russian quite well. Yeah, and it's huge in terms of the number of words that the language includes. So it's approximately 500,000 words. And in our everyday life, we use just a very small part of it, 2,500. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm still waiting for your impressions on the Russian language that you have heard. Russian is one of the 6 official languages in the United Nations, by the way. And a very interesting fact that if you want to become an astronaut, you do have to learn Russian language. So if anybody of you is still thinking about becoming an astronaut, just hurry up and get some very good course of Russian from Samara University. All the students who come here from different countries, first of all, they spend 1 year of learning Russian language because most of the programs are still in Russian. We have a few programs in English, but the major part of the programs are still in Russian. So they have to learn Russian language during the first year of their stay here, of their study here. And I know that those who are consistent in their study, in their learning, they're very fast in progress. So their progress is really amazing. They can speak Russian just in a few months already to understand other students and to understand the teachers, and just to it's enough for the survival level. By the way, if you speak English, you can understand around 10% of the Russian language. Let us try to understand a few of the Russian language, of the Russian words. I'm going to give you the Russian word, and you, as you speak English, you can give me the word in English, okay? Okay, theater. Can you understand what is this? Theater. Theater. Any ideas? Okay. Or probably an easier word for you, like computer. I think this is a very easy task. Computer. Do you understand?
Would you mind repeat again, ma'am?
Computer.
Yeah, I mean in Russian, what was the word?
Computer.
Okay.
This is the Russian word. It's funny. So you thought that I was speaking some different language or what?
Yeah, I thought you said something else. Actually, during World War II, north of Iran was occupied by Russia. Okay, so we have some words from Russia because the northern part of Iran has a different language. Okay, we also we have different language. We have different local languages in Iran. And the northern part of Iran language is called Gilaki. And so after World War II, we have some Russian foods and words. For example, we call tomato pomidor.
Oh, really? Pomidor?
Pomidor, yeah. But only in the northern part of Iran, we have some kind of. Yeah, and we have a very, I like a very delicious food that's called wabeshka. I think it's Russian.
Okay. Yeah. That's a very interesting fact. Thank you very much. But
you're
was
welcome.
it tomato that you mentioned? Pomidor, right? Tomato.
Yeah, tomato. Yeah.
Yeah, tomato.
May
Okay.
I share a fact?
Sure.
Okay, actually, Iran is called the Victory Bridge in World War II because the king of Iran was actually helping Hitler by making a bridge that's called Veresk Bridge for transferring the you know the commodities and Germans needed in Russia. And if they if Germans could use that bridge, they will definitely occupy Russia. It was the moment that they're near to get Leningrad, I think, if I say right. And so so at that moment, Russia, UK, and other countries occupied Iran, and only maybe 1 month, if the Germans could use that bridge, and the World War II has maybe had another result. But anyway, it was just a fact. I didn't wanted to get back about World War II or something.
Oh, thank you very much. I remember there is a Russian movie which is called Tehran 1943, which was about the summit in Tehran back in 1943 between Soviet Union, the UK, and the United States. If I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. A year before Hitler was also make a summit with King.
Yeah. So yeah, the history is a very interesting thing, and we have to derive, the conclusions. We have to make our conclusions from the history, not to repeat the worst parts of it. Okay, thank you. It was Mashhood, right? It were you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, and another thing that is quite, for me, it's okay, because in Russian you can put words in any order, and you will be understood by Russian or by another person who speaks Russian, who understands Russian. Unlike English language, which has direct order, word order, and some other European languages, which have strict rules regarding the order of the words in the sentence. In Russian, we don't have any strict rules regarding this. And the reason why it is so is that Russian language is so-called synthetic language. It uses lots of suffixes, prefixes, endings. So we change the forms of the words with not with the place of the we express the meaning, not with the place in the sentence, but with different endings. So it doesn't matter where the word is standing in the sentence, you will always understand what is the whole thing about. And the craziest thing about the Russian language is Russian italics. These are real words, real words. More synthetic language. Well, I don't have any idea about the most synthetic language in the world. But Russian language is one of the languages which is more synthetic than analytical, because English is an analytical language.
Yeah, it's very interesting to know that. And actually, I was asking about if you know more synthetic language like Russia, like Russian. I don't know, maybe Sabine, maybe in somewhat Dutch can be synthetic or not. Sabine, can you help us also?
I have no idea. I know that mostly all the Slavonic languages are synthetic, and the grade. It's for me. It's impossible to measure. Probably you could look up somewhere in some specific literature about this division of languages, because it is not the only division that languages have. It's synthetic and analytical, and also other divisions of languages, and it is a very interesting thing, really. Sorry, I can only tell you that mostly all the Slavonic languages, they are synthetic.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so let us take a look at that crazy thing which is called Russian italics. I'm not sure that everybody is looking at the screen, but still, I want you to understand that they are real words. They're not just paintings or something, drawings of a little kid. They're real words written by handwritten. And if you want, we can try something of the kind right away. If you've got your pen or pencil and a piece of paper with you right now. How can I read it? Well, practice. Okay, so I've got a flip chart over here. Yeah, and I'm going to get it a little bit closer. It's okay. Just for you to see what I'm going to do, okay? Letter by letter, I'm going to give you first printed version. Oh, it's not very. Can we just zoom it in? Okay. Очень светло. Нужно как-то. Okay, the first first I'm going to give you. First, I'm going to give you the printed version of the word, and then. Okay. We're going to make it easier for you. Okay. Then, in italics, the same word. Да, что-то со светом. Okay, the first, what word would you like me to show you?
Hello, maybe.
Hello, but I mean these words which are given on the slide. But if you want me to give hello in Russian, okay, it's also going to be quite interesting. Okay, let us start with hello. Okay, hello in Russian, if you just don't say good morning or good afternoon or something, just hello. It's привет. Привет. So the printed version first. So this is how we put it if we want to type it or just make it the printed version of the word. But each letter has its italics version. So, and it's going to be like this. You see, each letter differs. Each letter differs from the previous, probably except for this one and this one. It looks a little bit different. Yeah, looks also quite different. And te, I think the most different thing here. We can put them all
would you mind pronounce it again?
Привет.
Привет. Thank you.
Привет. You put the stress on this letter. Привет. Okay, I want you to right now try to put them all together without taking your pen off the paper. Sorry, had to be like this. You see, I put all the letters together and it looks like this now. So the previous version, the printed one, looked like, you know, the text that you can find in the book, in a book. Then we try to write each letter in italics, and then we put them together. This is how we handwrite. Did you manage to do it yourself? Mashhud, I think you were trying to do something with it.
Yeah, this is so interesting.
Okay, yeah, it is. It is. Okay, what other words would you like me to show you?
From this slide, you mean?
Which one? Sorry.
You mean the words from this slide?
No, not from you can choose from this slide or just the one you wanted to know.
Okay, maybe how are you?
Как дела? How are you? Okay. First, можем, да?
Yes, yes, yes.
Да, да?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. First, I want to write it just in English because not to forget what we are talking about. How are you? How are you? Как дела? Как дела? Как у тебя дела? We can make it a little bit longer, but usually we just ask как дела. So again, the printed version. Okay. You can just repeat it. It's quite easy. Probably this letter is going to be a little bit difficult. I will show you step by step how to write it. You make it like a roof first, then you make a long line underneath this roof, and then 2 small lines like this. And it's letter D. D. Как дела? Okay. So
It's
in
like a
italics.
small boat also.
What?
It's like a small boat.
Yes. For me, it's like I don't know, probably a house, a small house or a roof, something.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to write now. I'm going to write in italics the same phrase. First, I'm giving you each letter individually, separately. So these are the letters in the phrase, как дела? You can see that they look very, very different from the printed version. Okay, let us get them together. I think it's nice. Someone even could think that it is beautiful. Yeah, it's like drawings, paintings. So how do you like it?
It's very interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is. But you know, this is the way how it is usually written. How it is usually written while you are studying handwriting in school. While growing up, of course, the handwriting changes, and I can write it the way I do it in my everyday life, because my handwriting is a little bit different because I'm a grown-up woman and it's changed with time. And I can also ask my colleagues to write the same phrase. So you can see that the handwriting is an individual thing. We all have our individual handwriting. So, okay, I am first. This is how I do it. Yeah, this is my handwriting. I didn't try to make it more beautiful or anything. Lada, please you. So there's my colleague, who is going to write the same thing. Aha, you see, our handwriting is as different as people. Okay, Masha, are you going to write it? Okay.
But I have not got handwriting at all.
Oh, you don't have a handwriting?
Yes.
Modern people, they don't have a handwriting.
Yes.
Okay, you see, absolutely different, 3 different ways. Cool. Thank you very much, my dear colleagues. I think we can take it back. Okay. Shall we make some pictures? Okay, there will be pictures of our flip chart there, and you see it's gone. It's gone for the session, for the shoot. Okay, so, and in the end, I would love to speak about the thing which I'm not sure exists, which I'm not sure if it exists or not, or it doesn't exist. Is there such thing as Russian character? I don't know. I don't know, when I was giving this presentation for the first time, I was sure that there is such thing as Russian character. But with time, and it's been already a year and a half, I've met so many students from different countries and so many people within Russia. And some Russian people, they don't act, they don't speak, they don't even think like I thought like Russians. So we are taking a lot of different things from our friends all over the world. We find something attractive in traditions in other countries, and we try to make them our own, and we try to just disseminate it somehow in our community, among our friends and families. But still, I don't know, some people say that there is such thing as Russian character. And it is usually about openness. It's about, you know, this communalism. We still tend to do things in a team. But with all that pandemic thing, we are all right now we are all at home, and we don't have much opportunity to communicate like we used to. But still, this wish to communicate, to get closer, to share opinions, they make us very close. If you look at some Samara cafes, restaurants, theaters, cinema theaters here in Samara, you won't believe that there is something wrong is going on in the world, because everything looks more or less the same as a year ago, because this passion for communication, for being close, to see your friends, is so strong in us that we can't just stay away from all those places. Okay. Very, very rare. No fake smiles and no small talks. Well, probably a few years ago, I could say that that was true for Russians, but right now, when it becomes very habitual sometimes of Russians, and this is a little bit sad, you sometimes can meet people with fake smiles and who don't want to talk, who don't want to make a real talk, spend their time sharing something really personal, even if you're with your closest people. But well, things are changing a little bit for all of us. But still, we don't like to stay cold. Leonardo?
Hello, good morning, good night.
Sorry, again, could you?
Hello.
Hello, yeah. Your question, you've got a question? Or just a comment?
No. Everything's good.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, and well, these are just things that probably could be found in our national character, we are still very feel eager for a good leader. Sometimes it's about the lack of our own personal responsibility for our actions, for our doings, for our deeds. And we think that a good leader can show us where to go, what to do, what is right, what is wrong. Sometimes forgetting about our personal choice and the need, the necessity to make our own choice every day, taking our own responsibility for everything we do. So a good leader is a very nice thing, really. Our history, our world's history can give you very good examples for that. What a good leader can do for a nation, for a country. Well, I don't want to go on and probably again go to politics or something. I want to finish our lesson today, our presentation, with wishing you a very nice day, night, or morning if the day has just started for you. I wish you to be among good friends that you can trust. I want to wish you to find your way in this life, where you can show all your talents, where you can increase your gifts and share it with other people by serving to other people. And okay, it's been very nice giving this presentation, giving this lecture to you. And it's been very nice talking to some of you and chatting with you. I hope everything was okay. Thank you, Ekaterina, for your heart. My heart is also with you. If anyone wants to say a few final words, please do. You're welcome. Or you can also type.
Barton, please go on.
Okay, Mashhud. Okay.
Okay, thank you for a very nice presentation. Actually, it was very good to know about Russia and the language, and very sightseeing, and especially about Samara. I would like to propose for a picture together, if it's possible for everyone to turn on the camera and take a picture.
I see. Yeah. So will you? Okay, Mashhud, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Our group hasn't been very big today, but still I could feel everyone being here somewhere. It's great that we have such an opportunity, such chances to communicate through space and time about something that we like or love or just interested in. So thank you very much for this opportunity. It's been a pleasure as always for me, and goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.